Namaste everybody, and welcome to today's session. So all the way through doing these live sessions, I've been asking people, what sort of meditation do you want? What topics do you want me to cover? And the one that keeps coming up time and time and time again is anger. And I suppose, we all get angry, so it's a good one to cover. So when you look at modern mindfulness, the mindfulness that we use these days, then they will tell you about anger, the acknowledge, accept, and then find a way to help yourself through it, which is a good thing to do. Or, you stop and then take 3 breaths and then you observe, investigate, and then proceed. But all these things are good, but they're just firefighting. If the anger comes up, then the anger is there. Then we have to acknowledge and accept and help ourselves through it. But the more we keep allowing the anger to keep coming up, the more it becomes a habit for us, the more it becomes our behavior. And then it becomes a problem because that anger becomes unconscious. It's not that, we're thinking from here and we're consciously getting angry. We're unconsciously getting angry. So though the modern mindfulness methods certainly work, if anger has arisen, then they're good, they work. But we should try to stop the anger arising. So when people write to me and they're asking me about, what meditation can I do to stop my anger? As though you just sit down quietly and your anger will stop. It doesn't. It's a powerful emotion. So we need to analyze. So that's what this meditation is today. It's an analytical meditation. So we're asking ourselves questions. So what we need to do to stop the anger from arising, there are 3 things. The first one is we need to find out our triggers. So anger is always triggered. There has to be a cause. It doesn't just anger. There would be a cause for that anger. There would be a trigger, something that, set that anger off. So we need to know what those triggers are. And the only way we can get to know that is just sit quietly and think about it and analyze your anger. So the first part of the first 3 questions that we'll be looking at are about your triggers. Then the next part the second part is how we get to know our anger. I mean, what does it do to me? What does it do to other people? How do I feel it somewhere in my body? So it's allowing us to get to know our anger. And then the final part is about setting up antidotes. So, just by doing this meditation, your anger isn't going to stop, particularly if, your anger has become unconscious. So you have to do a meditation like this quite a few times to really get to know your triggers. Once you know what triggers your anger, then when you're in that situation or wherever you're with that person, then you're forewarned that this situation usually turns out that I get angry. So that's an early warning system for you. So that's what the understanding your triggers are about. And getting to know your anger, it helps you understand that it's not good for me, it's not good for them, there's no real benefit from it. So it helps us again to understand our anger. And then at the end, there's the antidote. So, and we have to set our own antidote. Again, I can't tell you. I mean, I'll give a few suggestions, but really you have to sit and think, what works for you? What will work for you? And then you have to start to slowly apply this. You've understood your triggers. You're in that situation. Well, here I can feel my jaw getting tight, or I'm gritting my teeth. So I know anger is about to come up. So then I'll do the antidote. It takes time. But the more that you do that, the more that anger becomes a conscious thing. So that means we have a choice then. So let's get on with the meditation. So look, this meditation, it needs to be done really, really slowly. Of course, we don't have the time to spend like 5 minutes on each question. So we'll be spending like 30 seconds to a minute on each question. But it's just to give you an idea. You can always come back to this. I always leave these videos on Facebook, and I put them on to my Buddhism Guide YouTube channel. So you can always go back to them and you can keep pausing them. And okay, give as long as you want to answer that question and then start again and then pause the next one. But for now, let's just give you an overview of the whole thing. So let's just sit nice and comfortably, lightly close your eyes. And we'll start by doing the 5, 6, 7 breath. So breathing slowly and deeply through your nose and hold the breath. And breathe the air out through your mouth. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out. And now breathe normally. And just to get ourselves nice and centered and balanced, relaxed and calm, just focus your awareness on your breath as it enters and leaves your body. So continue to focus on your breath. So remember, when we do analytical meditation, we have to make sure we keep our mind on the question and don't let the mind just wander off into different areas. And if you find your mind is starting to wander off, then just very gently bring it back and focus on the question again. So the first 3 questions are about triggers, about what triggers your anger. So just think about this. What are the things that cause you to react angrily? So what are the things that cause you to act angrily? Who are the people that seem to upset you the most? Who are the people who seem to upset you the most? And what situations cause you to react angrily? What situations cause you to react angrily? So the next set of questions are helping you to get to know and get to understand your anger. So the first one is, why is your anger a problem? Why is your anger a problem? Who does your anger affect? Who does your anger affect? What do you initially say or do when you get angry? What do you initially say or do when you get angry? What is your physical reaction to anger? Do you clench your fists? Grit your teeth? Does your face go hot and red? Do you start shaking? What is your physical reaction to anger? How do you feel after you get angry? How do you feel after you get angry? How do you think others feel when you get angry at them? How do you think others feel when you get angry at them? So once you know what your triggers are, you know exactly what happens when you get angry, you can now start to think about an antidote. So ask yourself this question: what will help you diffuse your anger? Should you take a deep breath so you focus before you speak? Should you just walk away? Should you count to 10 before you speak? Or should you tell them that you cannot discuss it at the moment and arrange a later date to talk? What else will work for you? Think about your own antidote. Now you know your triggers and have decided on an antidote. The next time you feel angry, just try to apply the antidote. But remember, it takes time to change old patterns of behavior. So be patient with yourself. The more you start to recognize your triggers, the more you'll be able to apply the antidote, and the more that you'll be able to change. So return to these questions in this meditation as often as you need to. And when you're answering the questions, remember to be kind and patient to yourself, but also to be honest. So now just focus your awareness back on your breath for a moment and just sit there watching the breath going in and coming out. So now just very slowly start to open your eyes and just look down on the floor a moment and just sit there, just gently bringing yourself back into your room. And when you're ready, you can slowly move your head up. So, how was that? The thing is that with anger, it takes quite a lot to change those old patterns, but that is not an impossibility. It is just a challenge. Yeah. So don't think, well, I can't do it. I can't do it. You can do it. You just need to put in the effort. And the more effort you put in, the better the result will be. There is no quick answer. If you can look on the internet, there's probably hundreds of meditations, guided meditations about how to breathe out the anger and all things like that. But they're just short term. The only way that you can really deal with your anger is to go deeply, find the triggers, really understand what anger means to you, and then set an antidote. Then you've got a whole plan there. If you just sit and breathe out the anger, okay, it's firefighting, it will work. But it's next time anger comes, you're going to have to do it all over again. By doing the analytical meditation, it takes longer, it's a lot more effort, but the results are fantastic. Okay, so I think this has been quite a good session, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found some benefit in it. Thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.